सहना भवतु सहनौ सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। आदिदिव्यज्योतिमहा कालिमा नमो आदिदिव्यज्योतिमहा कालिमा नमो मधुशुम्भमहिषमर्दिनी महशक्तये नमो। मधुशुम्भमहिषमर्दिनी महशक्तये नमो। आदिदिव्यज्योतिमहा कालिमा नमो ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिवस्वरूप त्वं न अन्यथा ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिवस्वरूप त्वं न अन्यथा चराचरस्य पालिका नमो नमः सदा 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 आदिदेव्य ज्योतिमहा कालिमा नमो मधुशुम्भमहिषमर्दिनी महाशक्तये नमो महाशक्तये नमो ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै. Let us chant together the first 5 verses. ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः. अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः. क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञविभागयोगः. अर्जुन उवाच प्रकृतिं पुरुषं चैव क्षेत्रं क्षेत्रज्ञमेव च एतद्वेदितुमिच्छामि ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं च केशव. श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं शरीरं कौन्तेय एतद् यो वेत्ति तं प्राहुः क्षेत्रज्ञ इति तद्विदः. क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत. क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम तत्क्षेत्रं यच्च यादृक् च यद्विकारि यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः. Right. So the chapter begins by a question raised by Arjuna. Bhagavan, I would like to know these 6 terms which I have often heard in the scriptures. So what are the terms? Purusha, Prakriti, Kshetra, Kshetrajña, and then Jnanam, Jneyam. These are the 6 terms. I would like to know the meaning. So first Bhagavan takes up the topic of Kshetra and Kshetrajña. So what does Bhagavan say? Idam shariram kshetram iti abhidhiyate. This body, idam shariram, this body is called kshetram. And etat yaha veti, the one who knows this body, kshetrajñah iti prahuhu. It is called as, that entity is called a kshetrajña. So this body, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. It's okay now. Yes. So this body is called Kshetram. The knower of this body is called Kshetrajña. So yesterday's definition also you must remember, given by Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Why is this body called Kshetra? So just like the field, the agricultural field, what happens in the agricultural field? We sow the seeds and reap the crop. In the same way, in this body, we sow the seeds of action and reap the results of action. That's why it's called a kshetram. Other meanings are also equally valid. Kshatatranat kshetram, kshayat kshetram. That which perishes. That's why this body is called kshetram. The one which has its nature to perish. Right. So naturally, when it is said that Kshetrajña is something which is the one which knows this body, so we may think, I know, I am the one who is knowing this body, so therefore Kshetrajña is none other than me, the Jivatma, the individual soul, because I am the one who is knowing this body. So naturally a feeling may come, I am Kshetrajña. So immediately Bhagavan in the next sloka itself clarifies, no, you are not that Kshetrajña. From the absolute sense, I am the one who is Kshetrajña. Kshetrajñam chapi mam vidhi. See, Jivatma thinks that he is the Kshetrajña. Paramatma says, I am the Kshetrajña. Now, if this has to come true, what should be the necessary condition? Jivatma should be none other than Paramatma. Right? So we have Mahavakya here. This Jivatma is none other than Paramatma. And who is this Paramatma? The knower of this body is Paramatma. Then Bhagavan says, Arjuna, this is the real knowledge. The one who has clearly understood what is Kshetra and what is Kshetrajña, The one who has understood this. And the one who has understood this Kshetrajña as none other than me, the Supreme Lord, he has known everything. Yat tat jnanam matam mama. This is the highest knowledge. For him, there is nothing else he needs to know. So for that, we must have a thorough understanding of what is Kshetra and what is Kshetrajña. So Bhagavan says, Arjuna, I will briefly tell you everything about Kshetra and Kshetrajña. So what are the things you must know about Kshetra? Tat Kshetram Yat. What is it? Yadrik. Yadrik means what is his nature? Yat Vikari. What are its modifications? Yataschayat. Yataschayat means what? Yataha means from what? Yat means what? From what has come? Means what? The sequence of evolutionary stages. That's what it means. Yataschayat. What has come from what? What are the different evolutionary stages in Kshetra? That also I will tell you. So what is it? What is his nature? What are his modifications? What are its evolutionary stages? That is regarding Kshetra. And sachayo yat prabhavascha. Here sa means that Kshetrajña. Sa. So I will tell you about that Kshetrajña also. Its prabhava also. Its power, its glory. That also I will tell you. Samasena me shruno. Listen to me attentively. I am going to tell all these things in brief. Right. Arjuna, whatever I am going to tell you, it is there already in the Vedas. The Veda mantras glorify this knowledge. All the great rishis of the past, they sing this knowledge in various ways. Rishibihi bahuda gitam chandobihi vividhehi prathak. So this knowledge was already there in the creation. It is not that something which I am introducing it. No, it is already there. Something which is already there, I am only reviving it, that's all. Right? So this knowledge has been given beautifully in the Vedas. They are well ascertained knowledge, full of logic, full of conviction. Vinishchitehi, it is something which also you can experience and thus know for certain that this is the thing. You can know it through direct experience. So such statements are there in the Vedas. Statements which reveal the nature of Brahman. The statements which help us reach that state, experience that state. So this way, the great rishis of the past, they have sung the glory of this knowledge. The very same knowledge, Arjuna, I am going to give you. Right. Now, let us chant verse number 6, verse number 7. So here we find the description of what is Kshetra. So whatever has been promised, the answer we find in verse number 6 and 7. Mahābhūtānyahaṅkārah buddhiravyaktameva ca indriyāni daṣaikam ca pañca-cendriya gocharaha iccā dvesha sukham dukkham sanghātaścetanā dhrtihi etat kshetram samasena savikaramudahrutam. Together, Mahābhūtānyahangkārah buddhiravyaktamev ca indriyāni dasaikam ca pañcha-chendriya-gocharaha iccā-dvesha-sukham dukkham sanghātaścetanā dhrtihi etat kshetram samāsena savikāramudāhrutam. If you read the literal translation of these verses, we will not be able to understand anything. Mahābhūtāni, the great elements. Ahankara, the ego. Buddhi, intellect. Avyaktam, that which is not clear is called avyaktam. Evacha indriyāni dasaikam, 10 indriyas and 1. And panchacha indriya gocharaha, that which is seen by the indriyas, the 5. So this is called kshetra. Iccā-dvesha, likes and dislikes. Sukham dukkham, joys and sorrows. Sanghāta, assembly. Chetanā, chetanā means what? Life. Dhrti, determination. Etat kshetra, this is kshetra, along with savikara, all the modification. Answer is over. What have you understood? Kshetram is over. Bhagavan has said, in brief I will tell you, in brief it has been told, it's over. And Bhagavan then moves on to the next topic. So now we will have to see what is said here, right? Now, in our scriptures, the creation has got 3 stages, how the world comes into being. So, we have Srishti, Sthiti and Laya. Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. So, creation, sustenance, dissolution. Creation, sustenance, dissolution. This is what has been happening from the beginningless time. When did it start? Anadi it is. Right. So, we will have to first understand the theory of this creation. How evolution of this cosmos happens at different stages, at different levels. This we have to understand. Only then we will understand what is being said here. So first we will start from the pralaya avastha. What is pralaya avastha? At the individual level, it is something like sleeping. It is something like sleep. The whole cosmos goes into sleep. That state is called pralaya. Dissolution. How to define that state? That state is defined as avyakta. Avyakta means unmanifest. Avyakta means that state where everything is in the seed form, unmanifest form, dormant form. That is called as avyakta state. So this is which state? During pralaya. So it is said, in that stage, all the 3 gunas are in equilibrium. Sattva, rajas, tamas, they are in equilibrium. That's that state. And then creation begins from that state. Right? Now the question is, why should creation begin from that state? So the answer given is, all these jivatmas who are there in the dormant state, remember they are not non-existent, they are only dormant. They are only there in the seed state, causal state. Karana avastha, this is another term used, Karana avastha, causal state. as though they are all sleeping. They are all there, but in the dormant state, in that seed form. So, when the Srishti happens, why should the Srishti happen? The Srishti should happen because all these Jivatmas are waiting to perform action, waiting to fulfill their desires, waiting to go through their prarabdha karmas, waiting to exhaust their vasanas. Isn't it? So therefore, that state of pralaya avastha is not a stable state. Because creation has to happen, because the Jivatmas are waiting to perform karma and go through karma phalas. So it is this pressure of the vasanas of all these beings which lead to srishti. So from this pralaya avastha, that prakriti is called avyakta prakriti. Are you able to understand what I am saying? So you will find that term here, avyaktam. Avyaktam. Avyaktam means what? That state in that pralaya. Avyaktam, where everything is unmanifest. Just before creation begin, what is that state of prakriti? That is called as avyakta prakriti. Right? That state of cosmos before creation is called avyaktam. And then what happens? Creation begins at the right time. Right time, creation begins. Now the first stage of creation is called as Mahat-tattva. Mahat-tattva. That's that first stage. For the time being, you just keep listening to these terms, okay? We'll have a detailed analysis later. Just keep gathering this information. Lot of information I am going to give now. Sometimes it may be a little boring also. Sometimes it may tax your memory also. Right? So, what is the first stage of evolution? This avyakta prakriti evolves to become Mahat-tattva. It's called as Mahat-tattva. This is the first stage. Just like the seed, what is the first stage where the seed sprout? That first stage itself is called sprout, isn't it? The name itself is sprout. It sprouts to become sprout. That's the first stage of evolution. Then maybe that sprout becomes a sapling, then becomes a plant, and finally becomes a tree. So there are various stages of evolution. So we are discussing those various stages now. So what is the first stage? Avyaktam. I will keep on reminding you, don't worry. The first stage is called avyakta. It evolves to become what? Mahat-tattva. And this Mahat-tattva evolves further to become ahankara. Please understand, this ahankara is different from the ahankara which normally we use. It's a technical term. Remember yesterday's example. When I say Bluetooth, it has nothing to do with a tooth which is blue. Exactly like that. I may be using these terms, but these terms have absolutely no connection with the terms which generally we have in our mind. It's a technical term. Ahankara. So what is the first one? Avyaktam or avyakta prakriti. Second one, Mahat-tattva. Third one, ahankara. You may roughly translate it as cosmic ego. Rough translation. Ahankara. It's a particular stage. Ahankara. After ahankara, from ahankara, we can say the next state of evolution is called Sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas. Sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas. The subtle 5 elements. Right? So now come to this line. Mahabhutani ahankarah buddhihi avyaktam. 4 terms are there, isn't it? The first one, avyaktam, is there. Avyaktam, it is the same thing. Second term is mahattattva. Instead of mahattattva, here the term used is buddhi. That buddhi has nothing to do with this buddhi. It's a technical term. Another term for mahattattva is buddhi. Right? So when it is said buddhi here, don't understand it has nothing to do with our intellect. It is a technical term for mahattattva. So avyakta, mahattattva, then ahankara, that is already there. Ahankara is there. And then sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas. Here we have mahabhutani. That mahabhutani means sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas. Now regarding the sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas, a little more explanation is necessary. So once again, the first stage is avyakta prakriti. The second stage is mahattattva. Third stage is ahankara. Now, how the sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas come, that explanation also has to be given. So from this ahankara, the first entity that is evolved is called akasha. What akasha? Not sthūla akasha, but sukshma akasha. What we are seeing is sthūla akasha, not that. Sukshma, subtle one. Sukshma akasha cannot be seen. So, from ahankara, the first thing that comes out is akasha. Akasha means space, we can say. What is the property of akasha? The property of akasha is shabda, sound. Shabda is the unique property of akasha. Right? From akasha, the next evolution is vayu. What are the properties of vayu? Shabda and sparsha. Shabda and sparsha together. What is the unique property of vayu? Unique property means what? That property which it has cultivated by itself, which it has not taken from the parent. That is called as unique property. So what is the unique property of vayu? Sparsha. Because shabda has come from space. So space has got only one property, vayu has got two properties, shabda and sparsha. And what is the unique property of vayu? Sparsha. So from vayu, the next entity that evolves is called, what should be the next? Agni, fire. What is the property of fire? Shabda, sparsha and rupa, form. That fire has a form. Vayu has no form. Space has no form. Fire has a form. Shabda, sparsha, rupa. What is the unique property of Agni? What is the unique property? Rupa. Okay? Yes. Now, the next stage of evolution, what should be the next one? Jala, water. So, what are the properties of water? Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa. Rasa means taste. So, what is the unique property of water? Rasa is a unique property. So, all the other properties are inherited from parents and it adds its own property that is called as unique property. Right. What is the next stage of evolution? Prithvi. So, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala. Next one, Prithvi. Prithvi. So, what are the properties? All the 5 properties. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, smell. That is a unique property of Prithvi. If this much clear, once again, revision. What is the first state? Avyakta Prakriti. Then slowly it evolves to become Mahattatva, which is mentioned here as Buddhi. Next stage of evolution, Ahankara. Next stage of evolution, Akasha. Then Vayu. Then Agni. Then Jala. Then Prithvi. These five, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi, they are Sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas. They are what is called as here Mahabhutani. Mahabhutani Ahankara. So Mahabhutani means Sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas. Is this much clear? Shall we go to the next state? Right. Now, we are discussing Prakriti, we are discussing matter. So, matter means it will have three gunas. What are the gunas? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Because Trigunatmika Maya. The Prakriti, whatever we are discussing, the matter what we are discussing, it will have three gunas. So all these stages of evolution will have three gunas. Because the law is, what is the law? Karana gunaha karye anuvartante. Whatever properties are there in the cause, it will be there in the effect also. For example, if you make a necklace out of gold, that necklace will have gold. So whatever is there in the cause, it will be there in the effect also. Right? If you make a pot out of mud, so cause is mud, so the pot also will have mud. Karana gunaha karye anuvartante. It's a law. Whatever is a property in the cause, the same properties will be present in the effect also. So if this is true, so naturally Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi, whatever we see, it should have three gunas. Yes or no? Yes. Why? Because Prakriti has got three gunas. Matter has got three gunas. So all these stages of evolution also must have three gunas. So therefore, Akasha must have three gunas. Yes or no? The Sattvic guna, Rajasic, Tamasic. In the same way Vayu, in the same way Agni. Everything will have three gunas. Now, the Sattvic aspect of Akasha, it evolves to become that Jnanendriya which is capable of perceiving the special property of Akasha. Once again, the next stage of evolution, the Sattvic aspect of Akasha evolves to become that Jnana Indriya which is capable of perceiving the special property of Akasha. What is the special property of Akasha? Sound. So now the Sattvic aspect of Akasha evolves to become that Jnana Indriya which should be able to perceive sound. So what is that Jnana Indriya which is able to perceive sound? Ear. That is called as Shrotra Indriya in Sanskrit. The organ of hearing. So the organ of hearing is born out of the Sattvic aspect of Akasha. Is it clear? Don't worry, I will make it clear by repetition. The next one, what is the next one? Vayu. What is the special property of Vayu? Sparsha. So, the sattvic aspect of Vayu evolves to become that jnanendriya which is capable of perceiving the special property of Vayu. The special property of Vayu is sparsha, touch, feelings we can say. So what is that indriya then? We will call it in Sanskrit Tvagindriya. Tvag means, say, let us say skin. Skin. The organ of touch. That's how it is called. Organ of touch. So the sattvic aspect of Vayu evolves to become organ of touch. Sattvic aspect of Akasha evolves to become the organ of hearing, Shrotra Indriya. Now the next one you must say, Agni. What is the special property? Rupa. Right? So the sattvic aspect of Agni evolves to become that jnanendriya which is capable of perceiving rupa, color and form. So what is that jnanendriya? Chakshurindriya, the eyes. Clear? Next one. What is the next one? Jala. Sattvic aspect of Jala evolves to become that jnanendriya which is capable of perceiving the special property of Jala. What is the special property? Rasa, taste. So what is that jnanendriya? The organ of taste, rasanendriya. Clear? The last one, Prithvi. Sattvic aspect of Prithvi evolves to become that particular jnanendriya which is capable of perceiving the special property of Prithvi. What is the special property of Prithvi? Gandha. So what is that jnana indriya, organ of knowledge? Granendriya, the organ of smell. Is it clear? So now we have pañcha-jnanendriyas. Pañcha-jnanendriyas have come from what? The sattvic aspects of sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas. Every word is important. Don't miss sukshma, that is very important. So jnanendriyas evolve from the sattvic aspects of sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas. Is this much clear? Yes, it is clear. So once again, let us revise. What is the first stage? Because I don't have any what you call PPT, etc. I will have to make your mind the PPT. So what is the first stage? Avyaktam. Second stage, Mahattattvam or Buddhi, according to this verse. The next stage, Ahankara. Then we have Sukshma Pancha-mahābhūtas. Then the sattvic aspects of the Sukshma Pancha-mahābhūtas evolve to become Jnanendriyas. Remember, we are talking of series of evolution. Why are we talking of series of evolution? Because one of the question is yatascha yat. That is what we are answering now. What has come out of what? Bhagavan has promised that I will tell you this. Isn't it? That's why we are following that sequence now. Yatascha yat is going on now. What has come out of what? So, from Ahankara, Sukshma Pancha-mahābhūtas have come. The sattvic aspect of Sukshma Pancha-mahābhūtas, they go on to become the Jnanendriyas. Now, the collective sattvic aspect of all those Pancha-mahābhūtas, they go on to become one, ekam. If you see this ekam there in the second line, third quarter. Indriyani dasha ekam. What is that ekam? Antakarana is called ekam. Ekam means one. The inner instrument is what is called as ekam. So what is inner instrument? So mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, together they are called as antakarana, the inner instrument. Mind is nothing but the seat of emotions. Buddhi is nothing but the faculty of decision making, buddhi. Chitta means the faculty of memory. Ahankara, the ego. They put together, they are called as antakarana, which here they call it as ekam. So from where is this antakarana coming from? The collective sattvic aspect of all those pañcha-mahābhūtas together, they form this manas or antakarana, whatever. Right? Sattva of akasha plus sattva of vayu plus sattva of agni plus sattva of jala plus sattva of prakriti. You mix it and what you get is antakarana. Right? So ekam is also over. Now, till now we have dealt only with the sattvic aspect of akasha. Now we will deal with the rajasic aspect of akasha. The same thing will continue. Now instead of jnanendriyas, we will be forming karmendriyas now. That's all the difference. So once again, the karmendriya, the rajasic aspect of akasha evolves to become that karmendriya which is connected with the special property of akasha. What is the special property of akasha? Sound. So what is that karmendriya which is connected to space and sound? So what is that karmendriya? It is called as vak indriya, the organ of speech. Now we are forming the karmendriyas now, organ of speech. Speech has something to do with sound. It has something to do with space, you see. Right. Next one. The rajasic aspect of vayu evolves to become that karmendriya which is connected to vayu. What is the special property of vayu? Sparsha. Sparsha means what? Touch. So what should be that karmendriya which is connected to touch? Which is that karmendriya? Hands, pani. Whenever you want to touch someone, how will you touch? You don't touch with your head or leg, you touch with your hand. You see, touch is always connected to this karmendriya, hands, pani. So the rajasic aspect of vayu evolved to become this karmendriya called hasta indriya. Right. Next one. What is the next one? Next one is Agni. Agni. The special property is Rupa. So the rajasic aspect of Agni evolves to become that karmendriya which is connected to Rupa. What is that? Can you guess? It's very difficult. It is legs. What has legs to do with form? You will always find the physical form of a being has something to do with legs. 4 legs, what is that form? Animal form. 2 legs, what is that form? Human form. See? Legs has something to do with that form of that being. No legs, what is that form? Plant form. You see? Legs and that form of that being, it is connected. Right. The next one, Jala. The rajasic aspect of Jala go on to form that karmendriya which is connected to Jala. So what should it be? the genital organ, which is used to throw the liquid waste from the body. Next one, the rajasic aspect of Prithvi, they go on to become that karmendriya which is connected with solid matter. So what is that? Anus, gudendriya. Because the solid waste is thrown out of the body. So, the organ of speech, hands, legs, then genital organ, organ of evacuation. Pancha-karmendriyas. From where do they come from? They come from the rajasic aspect of Sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas. So, the sattvic aspect of the Sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas, they go to become the jnanendriyas. The rajasic aspect of Sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas, they go to become the karmendriyas. So together jnanendriya and karmendriya, how many indriyas are there? 10. That is what is written here. Indriyani dasha. So dasha indriyani. Jnanendriyas and karmendriyas. Clear? Ekam. Ekam means what? The mix of all sattvic. So once again let us start. What is the first one? Avyaktam. Second one, Mahat Tattva. Third one, Ahankara. Next one, Sukshma Pancha-mahābhūtas. Sattvic aspect of the Sukshma Pancha-mahābhūtas, they go to become the Jnanendriyas and the Antakarana, together Antakarana. The Rajasic aspect of the Sukshma Pancha-mahābhūtas, they go to become the Karmendriyas. Now, a question may come. What is the collective Rajasic aspect of all of them? What is that going to become? So, actually that is going to become the prana, which is not mentioned here. The collective aspects, so the Rajasic aspect of Akasha, Rajasic aspect of Vayu, Rajasic aspect of Agni, of Prithvi, of Jala, all the Rajasic aspects put together, you mix it, you must get prana, pancha pranas. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. That is not mentioned here. So I am also not going to mention. Okay. Right. So this is what is mentioned here. Mahabhutani, ahankaraha, buddhihi, avyaktam, indriyani dasha, ekam. Swamiji, is it over? No. One more is there. What is that? The tamasic aspect. We have discussed only sattvic and the rajasic. Now the tamasic aspect of Akasha, the tamasic aspect of Vayu, of Agni, of Jala, of Prithvi, these tamasic aspects, they evolve to give us what is called as the sthūla pañcha-mahābhūtas. And the process is what is called as Panchikaranam. This term comes in Tattvabodha, Panchikaranam. How Sukshma Pancha-mahābhūtas, they transform to become Sthūla Pancha-mahābhūtas. That is called as Panchikaranam. So what is this Panchikaranam? When we are saying Sukshma Pancha-mahābhūtas, Akasha is 100% Akasha, pure Akasha, which we are not able to see. We can never see it. That's why it is called Sukshma. Which cannot be perceived is called Sukshma. 100%. Another name for it is called Tanmātra. You must have heard this. Tanmātra. What is Tanmātra? Tatmātra. That alone. Pure. That is the meaning. Tanmātra. Now what happens? In this process of Panchikaranam, let us say Prithvi. 100% Prithvi, it is divided into two. 50%, 50%. This 50% is kept with itself. The other 50% is divided into 4. And these 4 parts are distributed among the other 4 elements. This is what happens. So each element, it keeps 50% with itself. The other 50% is divided into 4, and those 4 are distributed among the other elements. This is called as Panchikaranam. So finally, after Panchikaranam, what happens? Akasha will have 50% Akasha plus 12.5% Vayu, 12.5% Agni, 12.5% Jala, 12.5% Prithvi. Vayu will have 50% Vayu plus 12.5% Akasha, 12.5% Agni, 12.5% Jala, 12.5% Prithvi. You got it? All these elements, these Mahabhutas, 50% will be the same. The rest 4 parts, 12.5 will be from the other elements. Now, this particular Mahabhuta has become sthūla. Sthūla means what? Something which can be perceived through our sense organs. So, whatever we are seeing here, the space, the earth, the fire, water, whatever we are seeing, it is not the purest form, it is a mix of all. That is why in this earth, you will find water also, you will find space also, you will find fire element also, you will find everything. So the earth which we are seeing is not the pure earth. It is that earth which has undergone Panchikaranam. So 50% earth plus 12.5% of other elements. So this process by which the Sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas transform into sthūla pañcha-mahābhūtas, this process is called Panchikaranam. So whatever we are seeing in this world, they are sthūla or sukshma? They are sthūla. Right. How is that mind is able to see Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha? If suppose this question is asked, how is the mind able to perceive Shabda, sound, Sparsha, touch, Rupa, color, form, Rasa, taste, Gandha? Mind is able to, experience it. How? So the answer given is, mind has come from the sattvic aspect of all the pañcha-mahābhūtas, therefore mind is able to perceive everything. Eyes are able to perceive only color and form, eyes are not able to perceive sound. Yes or no? The eyes don't have the ability to perceive taste. Why? Because the eyes have come only from what? The sattvika aspect of fire. Whereas mind is born out of the sattvika aspect of all the 5. So therefore the mind is able to function in all the 5 fields. Whereas other organs are not able to do that. You are able to understand what I am saying? That is a unique property of mind. Mind can perceive taste, mind can perceive color, mind can perceive sound, everything. Why? Because that mind is formed out of the mix of 5. Is it clear? So once again, what is the first step? What is the first step? Avyaktam. Second step, Mahat Tattva. Third, Ahankara. Next one, Sukshma Pancha-mahābhūtas. Next one, Jnanendriyas and mind. Next one, Karmendriyas. Next one, Sthūla Pancha-mahābhūtas. That Sthūla Pancha-mahābhūtas is what is called as here as Pancha-cha-indriya gocharaha. Can you see that? Last term. Indriya gocharaha. Pancha-indriya gocharaha. Indriya gocharaha means that which is seen. What are you seeing? You are seeing the Sthūla Pancha-mahābhūtas. Indriya gochara, that which is gochara to indriya, seen to the indriyas. What are you seeing? The Sthūla Pancha-mahābhūtas. How do you see it? Sabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These 5. That's why it's called Pancha. Indriya gochara. Is it clear? So first is Mahat Tattvam, it evolves to become. Remember the term I am using, evolves to become. The first is avyaktam. Then it evolves to become mahat-tattva. It evolves to become ahankara. It evolves to become sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas. Then it evolves to become jnanendriyas and the antakarana. Then it evolves to become karmendriyas. Then it evolves to become sthūla pañcha-mahābhūtas. Swamiji, is evolution over? Physical world has come. Actually, evolution is over. Once the physical world has come, everything is over. Now what else? Now we will talk of modification. Not evolution, but modification. What is the difference between evolution and modification? When something comes out exhibiting new properties of its own, then we say it is evolution. But when something comes out which is nothing but a change of name and form, then it is called as modification. To give an example, the gold chain is there, you have made gold neck, what you call that, say gold bangle. So is it evolution or modification? It is modification, because the gold is the same. The real essence is the same, only name and form has been changed. So you can't call it evolution. You call it only modification. That form has been changed. That real stuff remains the same. So that is the meaning vikara, modification. So what are the different vikaras? This is another question. So what are the vikaras? So you will find in that verse number 7. Ichha, dveshaha, sukham, dukkham. So mind has come. So in the mind you will have sukha, dukkha, etc. So sukha, dukkha, etc. you will call as evolution or modification? Is it evolution or modification? It is modification. Why? Mind is the same. The emotions are different, the thoughts are different, but that equipment called mind is the same. So Bhagavan will not call it evolution, Bhagavan will only call it modification. This is the meaning of vikara. So yatascha yat is over in verse number 6. What comes out of what? What are the different stages of evolution? That is over in verse number 6. In verse number 7, we are not talking of evolutionary stages, we are only talking of modificatory stages. Different modifications. So in the same mind, there is sometimes sukha, there is sometimes dukkha, there is sometimes raga, there is sometimes dvesha. Have you understood the difference between evolution and modification? Yes. Now see, very interestingly, in verse number 7, there is a term called sanghāta. Ichha dvesha sukham dukkham sanghātaha. What is the meaning of sanghāta? The word meaning of sanghāta is assembly. So many things put together. That is called a sanghāta. Here, that sanghāta means physical body. So now, this physical body, is it an evolution or is it a modification? Remember, up to verse number 6, evolution has come. What is the final stage of evolution? The physical world. This physical world is the end of evolution. Now the physical body which appears in this world, is it evolution or is it modification? It has to be modification. Why? Even when the body is there, in this body itself, you will find Akasha, you will find Vayu, you will find Agni, you will find Jala, you will find Prithvi, along with its properties. Nothing new has come. It is only an assembly. They have only been put together, that's all. In this body, Akasha is there or not? Space, it is there. Vayu is there or not? Of course it is there. What about Agni? Is it there? How do you know? Temperature is there. The temperature is Agni. It's not that something should burn always. The temperature is called Agni. So, in this body you will find all the 5 elements, and it is nothing but just putting together. So what happens at the time of death? These 5 elements which are together, they go back to their respective elements. So therefore, Bhagavan has intelligently put the term sanghāta. Got it? Sanghāta. It is nothing but an assembly of the 5 elements. That's all. Which 5 elements? Sukshma or sthūla? Sthūla pañcha-mahābhūtas. The assembly of sthūla pañcha-mahābhūtas is what is called as this body, sanghāta. Right. The next term, chetanā. What is chetanā? Beware, this chetanā doesn't mean consciousness. Because consciousness will not come under the category of kshetra. It is Kshetrajña. The knower, the one who is aware, the one who is the witness of kshetra, it will not come under this kshetra category. So therefore, what will the chetana mean then here? Chetana means that life principle which is pulsating in this body, that life, expression of life, that life which is throbbing in this body, that is called as chetana, expression of life. Right? This inert body appears to be sentient. That expression of sentiency in this inert body is what is called as chetana. Since it is expressed in the body, so it also has been considered as a part of kshetra here. Because it is seen in the body, it is seen in the kshetra. Kshetra is appear to be alive. So therefore, that aspect, life principle, also has been put under kshetra category. Right. Remember, now we are in the modification stages. Evolution stages are over, now modification. So once the sthūla mahābhūtas, sthūla pañcha-mahābhūtas are done, from the sthūla pañcha-mahābhūtas, the physical body comes into existence with life. Then what happens? Once the physical body has come into existence, along with jnanendriya, along with karmendriya, along with antakarana, now what happens? Now what happens is, the sense organs start interacting with the sense objects. Now this individual is there in the world, he is seeing this world, he starts interacting with the sense objects. So whenever I say sense object, it can be vyakti, vastu or paristhiti. Vyakti means a thing, being or situation. Thing, vastu, being, vyakti, situation, paristhiti. Vastu, vyakti, paristhiti. So now, once the body has come into life, the jnanendriyas are there, the karmendriyas are there, antakarana is there. Now this person is interacting with the world. When interaction happens, what should happen? Either sukha should happen or dukkha should happen. See the terms there. Sukha, dukkha. There are some people who give you happiness. There are some who will give you misery. There are some things which will give you happiness. There are some things which will give you misery. So broadly we can divide it into sukha and dukkha. Every interaction with the sense objects ultimately will lead to sukha or dukkha. Any interaction. The sense organs in me, they are interacting with the world, and in the interaction the end result is either sukha, joy, or dukkha, sorrow. What will be the next state? Whatever is giving me sukha, I tend to get attached to it, raga. Whatever is giving dukkha, I tend to get detached from it, I tend to hate it. Dvesha. Raga dvesha becomes natural and automatic, spontaneous. Anything which gives me sukha, I will have raga for it, attachment for it. Anything which gives me dukkha, I will have hatred for it, dvesha for it. So instead of raga, the term used here is ichha, that's all. Ichha dvesha. Ichha dvesha means raga dvesha. So that which gives me sukha, I tend to get attached to it. Ichha, I tend to desire it. Ichha means desiring. That which gives me sukha, I desire it. That which gives me dukkha, I dvesha, I hate it. These are all the modifications. Now what should happen? Whatever is giving me happiness, I determine to get it. Dhrti. See the term, last term, dhrti. Dhrti means determination, fortitude, will. With force, I try to get that thing which is giving happiness to me. With force, I run away from that thing which is giving misery to me. I am using my willpower. I am using my ability to, force my way out. That's called as dhrti. Anything which gives me joy, I want to be in the company of that thing. Anything which gives me misery, I want to run away. I want to eliminate that thing from my life. This will force with which I try to choose what I want and eliminate what I don't want. That will force is called dhrti. Now these are all the modifications in the antakarana. Ichha, dvesha, sukha, dukkha, dhrti. They are all modifications. Is there anything else left? Entire life has been summarized here. What is life? Choosing what I want, running away from what I don't want. That is our life. So in one line, our life is over. You see? Etat kshetram. Bas. This is kshetra. Samasena, Bhagavan says, I have briefly told you what this kshetra means. Savikaram, along with all modifications. Once again, let us finally summarize the whole thing. What is the first one? Avyaktam. Second one, Mahattattva. Next one, Ahankara. Next one, Sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas. Next one, Jnanendriyas and the Antakarana. Next one, Karmendriyas. Next one, sthūla pañcha-mahābhūtas. Then the stage is set. Now we start playing our drama. That is called as modification. Raga, dvesha, sukha, dukkha, interaction, sukha, dukkha, raga, dvesha, then dhrti, etc. This is our life. So see how from that creation, where did we start? Remember, we started from pralaya. From no creation we have started. Then the whole world was created, and then we play our drama from our own creation. Creations of raga, dvesha. This is what is life. And whatever that has been discussed here, Bhagavan says, etat kshetram. So what all come under kshetram? Mahattattva, Avyakta, Ahankara, Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, Sukshma pañcha-mahābhūtas, sthūla pañcha-mahābhūtas, everything comes under kshetram alone. Understood? So our manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, jnanendriya, karmendriya, everything comes under kshetram. How did this chapter begin? Idam shariram kaunteya kshetram ityavidiyate. The definition appeared to be so simple. This body is kshetram. This body alone is not kshetram. All this will come under kshetram. Bhagavan, is there anything left? There is only one thing left. It is not mentioned here. You have to understand. What is the only thing left? the observer, the pure consciousness. That alone is Kshetrajña. Jña means the knower. Knower of Kshetra is only one. Who is he? Not the Jivatma. Very many things of the Jivatma comes under Kshetra only. Jivatma thinks, I am the knower. Are, who is the knower? You are knowing with your intellect. That intellect is a part of Kshetram. It is not Kshetrajña. So when you start analyzing who this Jivatma is, the contents of the Jivatma, mana gone, buddhi gone, jnanendriya gone, karmendriya gone, finally when you start inquiring into the Jivatma, what is remaining? Only pure consciousness, isn't it? So Jivatma finally is filtered out as pure consciousness. Bhagavan says, that is me. You understood? What was the Bhagavan's promise? What did he say? Kshetrajñam chapi mam vidhi. I am the one. What did Jivatma say? No, I am the one who is knowing. Are Baba, know yourself who you are. In your own personality, when you analyze, you will find that very many things belong to Kshetra only. It is not Kshetrajña at all. You have misunderstood your instruments to be the part of the knower. No, they are all part to be the part of known. They are all drishyavastu only, they are not drashta. Now, let us find out whether Bhagavan has answered all questions or not. What are the questions? Tat kshetram, yat cha. What is kshetram? Then, yadrik cha. What is the nature of kshetram? Yad vikari. What are the modifications of kshetram? Yatascha yat. What are the different evolutionary stages of kshetram? Has Bhagavan answered everything? If he has answered, you must answer then. So, yat cha, what is the answer for that? What is kshetra? So you can say, they are all kshetras. Avyakta is kshetra. What is that? Mahattattva, ahankara, they are all kshetras only. That is called as what is kshetra. That is answered. Perfect. Yadrikcha, what is the nature of kshetram? So how will you answer? Anything which is made of trigunas is kshetra. Anything which is an instrument of knowing is kshetra. Anything which is made of pañcha-mahābhūtas is kshetra. So this is called as the nature of kshetra. Yadrik. What is the characteristics? So anything which is made of pañcha-mahābhūta is nothing but kshetram. Anything which is made of trigunas is kshetram. What else? Anything which is observed is kshetram. Anything which is not kshetrajña is kshetram. Yes or no? Yes. Anything which is a jnanendriya or karmendriya is kshetram. So this answers the second question. Yadrik. What is the nature? Then yad vikari. What are the modifications of kshetram? So what are the modifications? Sukha, dukkha, raga, dvesha, and many other things also. Some samples are only given here. All those emotions in the mind, they are all vikaras, modifications. So that is also answered. Yatascha yat, what comes from what? That is answered or not? Yes. I have made you repeat very many times. Again, I will not make you repeat. Do you want to repeat? Yatascheta, what comes from what? So, starting from avyaktam, ending in sthūla, pañcha-mahābhūtas. So, they are all different stages. Right? A little more is there to discuss in this. So, has Bhagavan answered everything? No, there is one thing to be answered. He has not spoken anything about Kshetrajña. Remember, he has spoken only about Kshetra. But he has promised that I will speak about Kshetrajña, his glory, such a yat prabhavascha, that also I will speak. So there are some more aspects to be covered. That we will see tomorrow. In this section itself, there are some more things to be known. What is this avyakta and mahat-tattva and ahankara? You know, these are happening at the cosmic level. But if you want to know what is happening at the cosmic level, you have to just observe yourself. Because what is happening in the microcosm, the same thing is happening in the macrocosm also. What is happening in Vyashti, the same thing is happening in Samashti also. So if you want to understand a little more of this, just observe your own experience. The moment you get up from sleep, what happens? You will find that the stages are the same. Avyakta, mahat-tattva, ahankara. So that aspect we will discuss tomorrow. Right. Sundaranana, Sundaranana, Shiva, 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 Sundaranana, 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 Hara, 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 Sundaranana, Parvatishvara, Himagirishvara, Hara, 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 Parvatishvara, Sundaranana, Sundaranana, Shiva, 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 Sundaranana, Chandrasekhara, Gauri Shankara, Hara, 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 Chandrasekhara, Sundaranana, Sundaranana, Shiva, 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 Sundaranana, Hara, 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 Sundaranana. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaः, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Asato ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.